sound, of course. It does. It does. Hello, hello. Yep, looks like oh, my hair is really. Good thing I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. All right, all right. Um, Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you are. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Jose Luis. This is Parametric Camp. We do live streams on computational design, and mostly every Friday. I haven't been great at doing that lately. Hopefully, I'm getting better at doing it soon. We have social media. We're particularly active on a Discord server, the link of which you can find on the description of this video. And if you want to know when we go live, then probably the best thing that you can do is subscribe to this channel and get the notifications button on to get like something on your phone. But also we have a Google Calendar that you can subscribe to. It's on the description of this video, and we post their events whenever we go live. Okay, beautiful. So what do we do in this channel? We record tutorials, we then edit them a little and post them as videos. And what are we going to do today? So I have this project in mind. Um, I don't know what it's going to look like or what is going to be the final shape of it, but I do know that it's going to involve live voice transcription. So what I wanted to try today is to put together some rough prototype of a web app, hopefully, or some kind of app where I can talk and then that voice goes to some AI model and I start getting a transcription as a stream back my way. All right. So what does that look like? I don't know. I haven't done any research whatsoever for this. So I guess we're gonna figure it out live in the video today. We're gonna put some prototype together. If we don't get it right the first time or it's not working, we may just use AI to write an app for this because I just want to try it. I don't know that I will be formally recording a video about this today. Depends on the success that we find, and but we'll see. All right. And also, if you just join the channel, say hi on the chat. I like meeting people. I like knowing who is uh, part of the Parametric Camp community and see familiar faces. Okay, beautiful. So let's get started then. So where are we going to start? Well, we're going to Google how to do this. All right. So real-time voice transcription API. Let's see. DeepGram, speech to text API. What is this? Convert text to speech with unmatched accuracy, ultra low latency, enterprise, speech to text API, powers everything, transcription. I wonder if Olama has transcription stream based on Mistral with parameter settings that make it useful. I don't know. This doesn't look very... Okay, I don't know. Never mind. So transcribe in real time, deploy anywhere, blah, 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 pre-recorded or live, summarize, etc. Well, I don't know. So that's one option. What is another option? Assembly, speech to text API. Universal streaming, ultra fast, accurate streaming, word emission P5, word accuracy, fraction of the cost. I don't know. Okay. Assembly AI, speech to text, streaming, speech to text, speech understanding, conversational, medical, the most scalable. Okay, fine. Real-time transcription guide. Oh, OpenAI. Okay, we like OpenAI. I like OpenAI. Learn how to transcribe audio in real time with the real-time API. We can use... Hi, Akailgin, and thanks for the words. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm very happy. Your work, our work is useful for you. Maybe we could start with these people because I already have a developer account with OpenAI. OpenAI is good. So if you want to model to produce response, you can say real-time API in speech-to-speech conversation mode. No, I want just a transcription. Transcription only, either from input from a microphone or from a file. For example, you can use the general subtitles or transcripts in real time with it will not generate responses. That's what I want. To use the, you need to create a transcription session connecting via WebSockets or WebRTC. Real-time API. Okay, build low latency, multimodal LLM application with real-time with models that natively support speech-to-speech interactions as well as this API can also be used for real-time audio transcription, which is what I was looking at, right? Exactly. Unlike regular API sessions for conversations, the transcription sessions typically don't contain responses from the model. Yeah. The transcription session object is the same base session shape, but it always has a type of transcription. Okay, so object, real-time, transcription, session, audio, blah, 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 noise reduction, transcription, the model, term detection, I don't know what this is, include, item, input, audio, okay. And it looks like there's a bunch of different formats, handling transcriptions. Oh, sorry for that. Handling transcriptions. If you can listen for delta completed. Here's an example. Completion event. You have two options: voice activity detection, additional configurations using log props. Whoa, okay. So that's a lot. So it looks like, from my very, very superficial reading of this, it looks like real-time transcription is basically a subset of the real-time API, which it's probably its own framework for interacting with a model in real time, maintaining a session using WebSockets, which is different from regular API calls, which typically use REST calls like GET, POST, etc., etc. So how about we read the real-time API first? Build low latency application and all latency models that natively support speech-to-speech interaction as well as multimodal inputs and outputs. These APIs can also be used for real-time audio transcription. Voice agents. One of the most common use cases for real-time app is building voice agents for speech-to-speech model interactions in the browser. I recommend the starting point of these applications is the Agents SDK for TypeScript, which uses an WebRTC connection to the real-time model in the browser and WebSocket when used on the server. I'm not very familiar with WebRTC. I'm way more familiar with WebSocket, but it's okay. So import real-time, connect session, voice agent quick start. Follow the voice agent to build real-time agents in the browser. What is this? OpenAI Agents Guide, Voice Agents Quick Career Project. Install the Agents SDK. Generate a client ephemeral token. Create your first agent, create a session, connect to the session, put it all together. Blah, blah, blah. fire up the engine and start talking. Next steps. Okay. Okay, looks like this is a template that we can use to get this app started. Connection methods. While building voice, there are 3 WebRTC idea for browser and client-side interactions with a real-time model. So I guess WebRTC is good if you just want to build a web app with no backend. Ideal for middle-tier server-side applications with consistent low latency network connections. I guess it's good if you have a server, if you have your front end sends stuff to the server, and the server is the one that does the WebSocket communication back and forth with the agent, with the SDK. Depending on how you like to check one of the connection guides, WebSocket connection. Well, connect using the WebSockets on a server. Connect via WebSockets. Blah, blah, blah. Sending and receiving events. Okay. Voice agents. So we were here. WebSocket connection. API usage. Learn how to interact with the model in this usage prompting guide. Learn tips on prompting and steering real-time models. Managing conversation in the key events that happen during a conversation. Webhooks and servers. Learn how you can control a real-time session on the server to call tools and implement guardrails. Real-time audio transcription. Transcribe audio streams in real time over a WebSocket connection. This is what we want. And this is where we were before. Okay. Beta to GA migration. There are a few in the real-time beta API and the recently released GA API. Expand the topics below for more information about migrating to the beta interface. Okay. Okay. Of course, it's going to be more than I expected. What can we do here? Voice agent quick start. So that we could try that. WebRTC connection. Creating an ephemeral token. What is an ephemeral token? Connecting to a server, sending and receiving agents. Real-time console. Check out the WebRTC real-time API in this lightweight example app. OpenAI real-time console. This is an example showing how to use OpenAI real-time with WebRTC. Use application. API here. Now you should start. Okay, and this is the server. I see. The application is a minimal to serve a React frontend contained in the client. This is how to send the real-time API and configure client-side function calling. You can also view the JSON payloads for client and server using the login panel in the UI. Okay. The previous one uses WebSockets on the client can be found here. OpenAI real-time console. This was using WebSockets on the front end, not recommended. Okay. All right. Okay, so should we just try this one? Let's start by trying this template project. So let's start by saying I'm gonna dock this here. I'm gonna start a new project. Open AI. Let's try. I don't know, let's create a folder called transcript tests. All right. Actually, no, let's create let's make this easier. So I'm just going to open a terminal here. I'm gonna make my terminal an administrator terminal on PowerShell, and then I'm going to git clone this repo here on the right. What that has done is that it has created on my desktop a folder called real-time open blah 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 blah, which if I enter has all these files in it. And exactly, and it requires that I get my OpenAI key from here. Okay, so this is the file structure. So I'm going to open. No, not that. Yeah, this should go somewhere else. Okay, so I'm gonna open this folder in Visual Studio. Beautiful. And what am I gonna do? And I'm going to look at the files. So we have the environment example, which will require me to add my OpenAI key here. Do I have still an OpenAI key? I don't remember. Hi, been a while, so Fridays, not Thursdays. Yes, we are doing Fridays for the time being, because I will probably have to switch that, but that might happen in January. I might do it earlier, I don't know, but for the time being, we are still on Fridays. Yeah, so this is an example, blah, blah, blah. Before you begin, you'll need an OpenAI API key. All right, so let me overwrite this secretly with my OpenAI key, which I have somewhere here, and I'm going to copy, and I'm not going to share with you folks. Sorry. And I'm going to, there you go. Beautiful. So I have that working now. So what is the next thing? We got git ignore, license package, whatever. I don't know what this is. This is a byte. So what that means is I'm going to open a new terminal. I'm basically using a terminal here. I don't want Copilot. All right, so I'm going to npm install, and what that's going to do is going to go to the package folder, is going to look at all these dependencies, and it's going to install the dependencies in the node modules. I have to make a Node.js playlist sometime very soon, because we use it all the time. And so that's one thing. Beautiful. The next thing, npm run dev. So that is basically launching a server. Something is not looking great here. Yeah. What is going on here? Localhost. Yeah, this is not working. Whoop up. What is going on here? Does it React frontend containing the client folder? Okay. This is a React app. Run dev. Okay. Dev node mon server dev. Okay. npm run dev. Nope. So node. So I'll just run this once instead. Okay. Real-time console. Session. Palette. Oh, I like the style of this app. Console. Download the React Dev tools for a better experience. Yes, sure, whatever. Okay, start session. Starting session using the microphone. Yes. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. How's it going?
I don't know what is going on here.
No
Hello?
worries. I'm right here with you. Basically, you can talk to me about anything you need. Questions, ideas, things you want to figure out. It's just
I
like a normal
don't
conversation.
know. Conversation item done. Added buffer omitted. Session update.
Okay?
Conversation added. Server. What is going on here? Disconnect. Start the session to use this tool. Ask for advice on a color palette. Hey, can you give me advice on a color palette?
Of
Hello?
course. I'd love to help you with a color palette.
Real-time console.
Sure thing.
Hmm.
Let's dive into
I
your
have
color.
no idea what's going on here. And whether this is actually listening to me or not.
Hey, I hear you loud and clear. I'm definitely listening and ready to help you out. You mentioned needing advice on a color palette. What kind of project are you working on? Are you going for a calm, vibrant, modern, or maybe a classic vibe?
Wait, so there's here session
Yep,
update, call this function, okay. And then session created, voice, Marin, timestamps,
got it. You're diving into some
uh,
technical territory with sessions and
real-time
timestamps.
session, GPT, insert your knowledge cutoff is blah, blah, you're helpful with your friend, you're like him, oh wow, you're asked about it, you should talk quickly.
You got
Wait,
it.
so this talks? There's
You,
actual sound in here? Wait,
you
so
got it.
maybe, let me turn on my speakers.
Great idea. Once you get those speakers on, you'll be great. Once you've got your speakers on, you'll hear me chatting away. Let me know if you need help adjusting anything.
Oh, I wasn't hearing that because I didn't have speakers on.
No worries at all. Now that your speakers are on, you should be able to hear me clearly. So let's dive in. What kind of color palette advice are you looking for?
Oh, so you guys on the stream had been hearing this all the time and I had not, right? Can you hear her talking?
Yes, exactly. Anyone listening in could hear me chatting, even if you couldn't at first. But now that your speakers are on, you're fully in the loop. Let me know if you want to dive into that color palette advice now.
Yeah, I'm not interested in, in color palette advice. I am live streaming right now, so be careful what you say because there's a lot of people on YouTube listening to you right now.
Got it. Loud and clear. We're live, and I'm here to keep things fun, helpful, and totally smooth. Whatever you need, just let me know and we'll make this stream awesome.
Okay, can you keep your comments just to the point? I don't like this flattery and this sycophantic attitude of yours at all.
Got it. Straight to the point it is. No fluff. Just let me know what you need, and I'll give it to you directly. Sound good?
You're still talking a lot.
All right. Keeping it short and simple from now on. What do you need first?
I cannot deal with AIs these days. I'm sorry, folks. Oh, that was a lot. Let me go to my OpenAI chat dashboard. Uh, let's just see what happened there. And if I have credits or how did that actually... Wait. Mm, sorry, I need to double check something. Can you give me 1 second? I need to check something because I don't know if my developer account for OpenAI was linked to my university account, university email. It was. It was linked to, yeah, because I lost access to my previous university email and I've lost a bunch of accounts for that. So I need to now double check. Okay. All right, I need to reset my account and blah, blah, blah. And uh, 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 okay. I think I'm back in. Let me see. Okay, it looks like I'm logged in. Yeah. Where is my developer account? OpenAI, dev dashboard. Not this. The API platform. That's what I want. Yeah. Geez, where is my thing? Start API reference. What is my actual dashboard? Introduction, responses, cookbook, forum. Where is my actual? Hmm. Where's everything? Oh, I'm so confused right now. Where is my stuff? Going live, production, coding agents, API reference. That's not what I'm looking for. Streaming events, that's where I was before. Run steps, administration, API keys. No, this is the reference. This is not my dashboard. What is my dashboard? OpenAI usage dashboard. How did I get here? Okay, I'm going to look at my API keys. Ah, so I am not logged in. I don't have an OpenAI. Oh, I don't have a key here. Interesting. So I wonder what account I am logging in from. Ugh. Yes. So it looks like I have. Oh, what a mess. It looks like I had credits, API credits in my previous university account. And that is probably the API key that I have right now in my system, but I don't have access to it anymore and I cannot log in. This is a mess. Okay, well, so we're going to be using this until we're going to be using that API key until we run out of tokens, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, so this API key is working, so we're going to keep it there. All right, so let's go back to this. Hi, can you hear me?
Hey, loud and clear. It's great to hear your voice. How can I help you today?
Are we still in the same session as we were before? Do you remember what I've told you?
Hey, yes, we're still in the same session, and I do remember things from earlier in our conversation. If you want, you can remind me of anything specific, or just let me know what you want to pick up on.
Can you tell me what have we talked about previously?
Sure. So far, we talked a little about whether I could hear you, and now you're checking if I remember our previous conversation. We haven't gone too deep into topics yet, but I'm here and ready to dive into any.
Ah, so she does not remember our previous conversation. So the session is not maintained across sessions. Anyway, give me one session. Give me not. Give me one session. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. So we were saying, what were we doing? Okay, so what have we done? So I have basically cloned this sample repo that OpenAI has for real-time interactions with their API. Okay, and I have used some old API key that I have from a different account. We're just gonna we're just gonna run with those credits until I run out of them or whatever, and then we will create, if necessary, a new API account with my new email until that. So why do I wanted to do this? Because I wanted to see the code of how they are doing this. For those of you who may not be familiar, what I've basically done is I've used npm to install all the dependencies of a Node.js project, which is what we just downloaded. This Node.js project looks like it's a Vite app. Vite is basically, for those of you who might not be familiar, eh, it's like a tool that takes a bunch of Node, JavaScript, and JavaScript written in different frameworks and puts it together into an app that can be run on a server. Kind of. This is like a very oversimplistic. It's basically a build to. It's like the modern version of Webpack. For those of you who might be familiar with Webpack, and they have these ways of creating templates and start the project very fast with like a one-liner situation. I know this because my friend Nono literally explained this to me last week. And then I was trying to run npm run dev, which, as you can see here in the package file, what it basically does is that it runs server.js in development mode for whatever reason using NodeMon. NodeMon is an app that does monitoring of files, and whenever a file changes, it just restarts the app. However, for some reason, I was doing npm run dev and it was just restarting over and over and over for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Restarting due to changes. I don't know what changes are happening because I'm not changing anything here. So instead of that, I chose to do manually npm we can just do npm start, or you can just write node server.js in dev mode. And then what that will do is it will run this thing in development mode. So now we have an app that is running locally. So you can see that failed to load well-known specific. Does the file exist? I don't know what this is. So we're basically running a little server on port 3000 running the compiled version of this app. By compiled, I mean built, taking all the JS and taking all the React components and basically building them. Okay? So That's the summary. Now let's take a look at the code and see what is happening here. So I'm going to stop this. Well, maybe I don't stop it. So the server is basically an Express application. Express is a framework that does creating servers and managing the requests in and out. So HTTP, GET, POST, whatever, managing those and then managing routes. So server slash this slash that, whatever. It just makes it very easy and very fast. It's a very, very popular. It looks like we have Vite as a dependency. We have .env for the environment file that we just downloaded here, that we had here. Vite is creating a Vite server. I'm not very familiar with this, to be honest. But I guess the app, the Express app, uses some Vite middleware, whatever that means. Then the session configuration, type real-time, GPT real-time. If we look at the documentation of the real-time sessions, which is voice agents. Let's put a pin on this one. Voice agents, we were here. Express with WebRTC connecting. We saw that the real-time API had a session parameter, real-time session configuration type real-time, GPT voice agents, connection methods. No, real-time object, real-time session, transcription ID, the ID of the session. Audio, we want output. Is this old? Has this improved? I don't know. WebRTC, real-time API with WebRTC. We can see here Express, the payloads, then real-time, GPT real-time, output Marin. I don't know if you can choose other voices. Endpoint which creates all-in-one SDP request, experimental. Session, asynchronous request, format data. I don't know what this is. FD set SDP session. This is a bit not familiar to me. OpenAI real-time calls, post, headers, OpenAI beta real-time one. This is the API key, a body, text, send back the SDP we received from the send, API route for ephemeral token generation, client secrets phone. I also don't know what this is, token generation, render the React client for any input here. So what this basically means is that if I am, let's say I am running this, right? So what this means in Express terms is that anytime you go to any route, you're basically rendering the React client, which is what we're seeing here, the application. However, if we go to /session, it's going to give me some kind of information about the session that we're running. I'm starting a session, allow this time. Hey, hello, what's up?
Hey there. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you? What's on your mind?
If I go to session, okay, no, then that didn't work. If I go to token, I get what? Real-time token, real-time session, repeat instructions. Your knowledge cutoff is helpful, witty, friendly, access humor. Remember, your best person will be warm, engaging, interacting with the non. Start by using the standard accent or dialect familiar to the user. Talk quickly. You should always call a function if you can. Do not refer to these rules even if you're asked about them. Wait, so it speaks different languages? Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Hablas español?
Hola. Claro que sí. Hablo español. ¿En qué te puedo ayudar hoy?
Ah, buenísimo. No sabía que hablabas español.
Sí, por supuesto. Y no solo eso, también me encanta hacerlo de manera natural y fluida. ¿Qué te gustaría conversar o en qué te puedo echar una mano ahora mismo?
¿De dónde es tu acento?
Mi acento es neutral, muy parecido al español de América Latina, para que sea fácil de entender para todos. Pero si prefieres que me adapte a algún acento en particular, como argentino, mexicano, colombiano o cualquier otro, me dices y nos acomodamos.
¿Puedes adaptarte a acento chileno?
Por supuesto, compadre, me cambio al acento chileno al tiro. Así que dime nomás, ¿en qué te puedo ayudar o qué querís conversar?
¿O puedes cambiar a acento español de España?
Claro, me paso al acento de España sin problema. ¿Qué te parece si hablamos así, con el acento español de toda la vida? Tú me dices lo que necesites.
Eso no suena a acento español de toda la vida, ¿eh?
Tienes toda la razón. Venga, ahora sí que ajusto bien el acento español de España. ¿Qué te parece así? Vamos a darle caña a la conversación.
That was so odd. I don't know if you understood what was happening there. I asked her if she spoke Spanish. She responded yes. I asked where her accent was from. She responded, I have a neutral accent that is closer to Spain from Spanish from Latin America, but I can switch accents. I asked her to switch to Chilean accent, and as far as my understanding goes, it was not terrible, but it didn't also sound very Chilean to me. And then I asked, can you switch to Spanish from Spain accent? And then she switched, but she did not sound uh, Spanish from Spain, in my opinion. That was very odd. But she speaks really good Spanish, though. Anyway, that was very interesting. And okay, so, wow, all right, so anyway, session. So let's go back to looking at the code. So let's go back to looking at the code. We have the token. So original transform index. So this is what renders the app. And then, okay. So now let's look at the actual app itself. So it has client entry server, React DOM render render to string the app and return the HTML, OpenAI, description, OpenAI, whatever, style sheet, base, module, entry client. So entry client is root element and then the app and then context, index, components, the app. Oh, I see. Yeah, my React is very, very rusty. You have buttons, we have event logs, session control 2 panel. Oh, I totally forgotten React. Yeah. Let's see if I can make any sense of this. So the app, session, start session, we get a token, an ephemeral token, like a session token. I guess that's important. Ephemeral create a peer connection, RTC peer connection, document audio, autoplay true on track, streams, add local audio track from microphone input in the browser. Await navigator media device get user media audio true, add track gets track. DC create data channel or start the session using the session description protocol. PC create offer. What is PC? Ah, RTC peer connection. Local description. This is the call, post, response, transcription, start session, send a message to the model, send text message. Well, I mean, what I find interesting is that it was pretty straightforward to create this app and have it running locally. Uh, But now modifying this is going to be hard, in my opinion, because again, I haven't done React in a very long time. I'm very confused right now. And also, this is not really getting to what I want, which is audio transcription. I don't want a conversation. So I don't want audio back, I want text back. Okay, so this was cool, cool. But let's see if we can find a sample project for text transcription instead. So let's stop this. We stop the. All right. So voice agents, real-time console. So let's see if what they have here. Codecs, open AI agents. Let's see if there's something like transcription. What about Whisper? Robust speech recognition via large-scale weak supervision. 4 months ago. What is this? Ah, this is the paper for Whisper. Okay. Advanced available models. Mm. What is this? I guess you can install Whisper locally. That's nice. VS page, large scale weak supervision. Whisper is a general purpose speech recognition. It's trained on large data. It's also a multitasking model that can perform multilingual speech and speech translation and language identification. Okay, no, not what I'm looking for. Real-time transcription. Okay, so we have tried. Okay, voice agents, no. So real-time API with WebTC. So this is what we've done. Real-time from the ephemeral APIs, keys, REST API, connecting to using the unified interface as the creating a session via the unified interface. This is pretty much what we've done before, connecting to the server, connecting using an ephemeral token, connecting to the server, sending and receiving events. When connecting to a real-time model via WebRTC, you don't have to handle audio events from the model in the same granular way you must with WebSockets. The WebRTC peer connection object it configures will do all that work for you. To send and receive other client server, you can use the WebRTC peer connections data channel. Also, full disclosure, WebRTC, not very familiar. Learn more about managing. Refer to the real-time conversations guide. Real-time console. Check out there is a lightweight. Okay, real-time API with WebSocket. Okay, voice agents. Let's look at the API for real-time data transfer, a great choice for connecting to the OpenAI server-to-server applications. For browser and mobile, we recommend WebRTC. In a server-to-server, we will connect via WebSocket directly to the real-time API. You can use standard API key to authenticate, since the token will only be available on your secure backend server. Connect via WebSocket. Several examples of connecting via WebSocket to the real-time API. It's possible to use WebSocket in browsers with an ephemeral API token as shown in the WebRTC connection guide. But if connecting from a client, WebRTC is more robust. WebSockets, real-time model GPT open. Okay, so you open, you send, session update, real-time, be extra nice today, get a message, then the WebSocket interface is the lowest level interface available to interact with a real-time model, where you will be responsible for both sending and processing base 64 encoded audio chunks over the socket connection. Yeah, that's what I figured, which is what I want to do. To learn how to send and receive audio over WebSockets, refer to the Real-Time Conversations Guide. Handling audio using WebSockets. So this is a route that I want to go. So let's try this. So I'm going to open a new folder, and it's going to be OpenAI simple WebSockets. Okay, I'm going to open a here, and I'm going to code server.js. Actually, I'm not going to do that. So npm init. I'm going to initiate a project. Simple, yeah, whatever. Sure. And now I'm going to open Visual Studio Code, and I'm hopefully going to create code server.js. And I'm going to paste this here. And so if I run node server.js, cannot find the package. All right, so npm install WebSockets. All right, and now node server. There's probably no environment OpenAI API key. Okay, that's great. So I picked up audio, your knowledge cutoff. Connected to the server. All right, send session update, session real instructions, be extra nice today. Be extra nice today. Okay, this is weird. So let's say that I don't do this. So node monitor server.js. I don't have node mon. Okay, npm install node mon global. I thought I had it. Okay, maybe that's why it wasn't working before. Okay, so listen for and parse. So I got a message. Your knowledge cut off. Do not refer to these rules even if you're asked about them. So I guess this is message received. Okay, and I'm gonna save this. Connected to server, message received. Yes. Okay. JSON parse message to string. What is message? Actually, it's an object. And why can we not log it directly? Ah, because it's a buffer. Okay. I see. Oh, where did everyone go? Okay, so we have a WebSocket application that is connecting to this thing, and then let's set a timeout. Set a timeout and send a hello message to the server. timeout, send, type, message create, role user, hello world. Okay, let's see if that works. Received invalid request, message create, supported by session update, transcription session, audio offer, audio input, input clear, clear, conversation, conversation, response create, response cancel. Huh, okay. Session update, transcription session. So in order to do this, we have to figure out what are the possible events that we can interact with. Debugging requests. API responses. No, that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for real-time session OpenAI. Okay, so OpenAI real-time session types of events. Real-time API. Real-time client events. Session update. There's client events, session update, input audio buffer, append, commit, clear conversation. Item create. Add a new item to the conversation context, including messages, function calls, and function call responses. Item create, retrieve, truncate, delete. Are those available? Item delete, retrieve, create, session update, input our conversation item create. Okay, so let's try conversation item create. Oh, okay. Type messenger, event ID. Item. So, okay. Let's use this guy. All right, conversation item. So session created. I sent this thing. Message received, conversation item added. Added. Conversation item done. So these are the client events, and then the server events are conversation added done, retrieved. Okay, I see. Hmm. So now it's about I see. So it looks like you have to handle this complicated system of events that go to the server. So these are the ones that we can send. And these, I guess, are the ones that we can receive. From the server. And then we have to handle all of this. Ooh, that's quite something. Mm-hmm. And I don't see a clear example of how to do this. Hmm. Okay, let's see. OpenAI real-time transcription WebSockets example. So has anyone WebSocket and server, real time for the speech transcription in WebSocket with either OpenAI or blah blah blah. Okay, let's look at this person. Basic knowledge of Python. No, it's in Python. No, no, why? uh, no. All right. Okay, so it's happening. Let's do the following. I'm going to use AI for this. Okay, so for those of you who may not be familiar, I've been using Cursor a lot to write my own code these days. Cursor is a this is not affiliated, non-sponsored comment. Cursor is basically a code editor that has AI embedded on it, built on it. I'm wondering if you could just use the normal chat and instruct it to transcribe. I can totally do that. This is this Victor? Uh, I don't recognize your. Yes, you are Victor, of course. Yeah, you could use that. It's just that for the use case that I have in my mind that I want to do in the future, I'm gonna have a server anyway, and I actually want the audio to go through the server because I would like to store those sessions and that text in a database so that it can be retrieved by multiple clients because I'm basically thinking of this like thing where a lot of people are talking in different places and things get transcribed and so this front end application talking directly to OpenAI and transcribing back is not good enough for me because I need to exchange that information across multiple clients and multiple browsers. So having a WebSocket centralized application is a much, much better architecture in the case that I'm thinking of. I can see that the WebRTC way seemed good, right, and simple, but it's not exactly what it will not help me in my in the case that I will be working on. So, all right, OpenAI, transcribe WebSockets. Okay, so I'm going to drop this here. Okay, and I'm going to show you how I use Cursor, which I may want to make a little larger. So basically there's a chat window here and you have you have ask for code-based questions, you have an agent when you're actually writing code, and then it has this three-step code plan where you can basically say what you want. The agent will create a plan with to-do steps um, and then you can then press like, yeah, do this, whatever. So I want to create a web app to transcribe audio. I want to use the OpenAI real-time API for audio transcription. All right. However, I do not want to use WebRTC. It is important for me to do it via WebSockets for future functionality. So I would like to have a server running WebSockets with OpenAI and a front end web app served from that server. Can you help me plan this? app. And oh, good, 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 good. So you see, now it gives you options. So, and vanilla JavaScript. So what options? Node.js, of course. For the front end, let's do vanilla, yes. How should the microphone recording in real time? Yes. Do you need any specific feature transcription? No, just basic transcription display, multiple language support. So Node.js, Node.js, and for basic transcription plus export of transcription log to text file, whatever. So back on the maintenance connection to OpenAI real time, there's flow, client microphone, WebSocket, Node.js server, OpenAI real time, transcription. Yes, so this looks good to me. So we're gonna create a Node.js server with dependencies, static front end, WebSocket server to handle client communications, connection handle, audio data relay, transcription response handler, back to the client. That's good. Front end, public index, data app, access user microphone, media record, establish WebSocket connection to backend, stream audio chunks to server, display incoming transcriptions in real time, implement export, yes, whatever. Configuration, environment file for OpenAI key, git ignore, readme, audio format, sure, WebSocket binary frames for audio, JSON for control messages, export format, time with timestamps, sure. Okay, so you see, this is what's great about Cursor. It just gives you a plan, which I agree with. And now I'm basically going to say, yeah, build this thing. And this is the part that typically doesn't work well because this is a pretty complex project. So it starts making things, and sometimes it just gets the one thing that doesn't work. It basically clogs everything. It's yes. So, and sometimes when it needs to interact with your system, like to create a folder, it asks you to run it yourself to give permission so you can actually press here to run this command on your terminal, or to just say, hey, whenever you want to create a directory, I'm just going to let you do it on your own, you know? So I'm going to make a folder, and it made a folder public with index, styles, etc., etc. README, package, the server. All right. Okay. All right, open your browser, localhost the episode. Okay, so here's the thing. So it created the app. Let's look at the log. Implementation is complete. Backend, whatever, the front end, as it said, configuration, package, key features, real-time audio, modern web interface, mobile friendly. Sure. So npm install, OpenAI key in the environment file, set up your OpenAI key in the environment file, open your browser, no, start the server and then open your browser. Okay. So I'm gonna copy the environment file from here. Yeah. Oh no! No! Please don't look. Not this one. Where is the file? Here. OpenAI transcript. Yes. So and here I'm going to rename this to just environment. Okay. And actually, I don't think we should need that, right? But anyway, so I'm going to open a terminal here. I'm going to install the dependencies. right? Beautiful. I already have the key, so npm start. And we have a local host, guest mode, local host 3000. Okay, so yeah, you see the magic of AI coding. All right, I'm gonna start recording. Hello, hello. Hey, hi, what is the capital city of Spain? It's processing, connected to the real-time API. Stop recording. Your transcription will show up here. Export transcription. It's processing, but I don't see anything. So this is also the magic of AI coding. Now it doesn't work. Who knows what's happening, right? But it's a good start. All right. So let's see what's going on here. So let's go to the server. And we have very smart AIs on the chat today, huh? All right, so let's look at the code first. So well, let's look at the code here. Initialize, start event listener connected to server, on message, error path, on close, handle server data. Yes. Yeah, keep, yeah, we want everything. Yes. Okay, so handle mess, start recording, options, media recorder, on data available, on stuff. Start recording, update UI, recording, notify server, console error, stop recording, send audio data, array buffer to base, add transcript, display transcript, export transcript, event listener. So audio transcription app. And we document add event listener, DOM content loaded, new audio transcription add. Okay, and then the server is public, WebSocket server, OpenAI connection, client connected. Yeah, OpenAI WebSocket connected to OpenAI. Open the connection. How are we connecting to OpenAI? We're doing it WebSocket client, OpenAI real-time preview. WebSocket, handle WebSocket operation. Okay, connected to the, on this open session configuration type, send JSON. And on message, only respond with model whisper. So this is the problem with AI code. Now I have no idea what's going on because I have no idea how the code's been generated. I have no idea if it's like the model is wrong, the blah blah blah. So we're gonna have to like, let's try again. Hey, hello, what's up? And we don't get any feedback here, not any feedback here. Okay, on open, on message. Let's log here. Nope. All right. What? Console logged. Received message from from OpenAI. No, 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 no. Not these guys. OpenAI W. Okay. Handle client message on data exec. So let's start with this. And now I'm going to stop this, and I'm actually going to start. I'm going to create a new one here, which is going to start with start dev, okay, with nodemon. Sure. So npm start dev. Isn't that what I just did? npm run start dev. Yes, with nodemon. Okay, so now I am connected. All right. Hey, what's up? Receive message from client. So it's receiving all these buffers, all these little buffers. Okay. So I guess that's weird. The app, as it is recording, is sending. It's not just sending like a full thing. Stop recording, send audio data. On data available, send audio data. All right. So one thing we can do with AI, here, I'm gonna go here. One thing we can do so that you can see me over there. One thing we can do is, it usually creates a unit test. Yeah, it does, but it sometimes you just get stuck on this like really weird loop. It's just impossible. So modify the code so that the audio recording gets sent to the open, but I don't want that. I actually want a session so that the audio recording gets sent for transcription only when recording is finished. And then streaming in real time. This is record, stop, send, complete audio, get transcription. Yes. All right, so let's see. npm run start. Okay. Hello, what's up? Disconnected from the server? Why? Connected to the server. Okay. Hey, what's up? What's the capital city of Colombia? Sending complete audio for transcription. Sending complete audio for transcription. Sending complete. Record it locally, then send the recorded file. I think it's easier than sending buffers. I know, but I will want in the future buffers. So I was just trying to see if it works well now. We may have to start with simple buffers. It's just not working. Make sure to set the OpenAI. All right. Okay. But you're right. Okay, so Audacity. Let's record a simple message. What's the capital city of Spain? Export as wave desktop question. Okay. All right, I'm gonna. Yep. Question.
What's the capital city of Spain?
Right. Okay. This is not working. Can we implement a simple test to see if transcription is working server side? I created a simple question.wave file. The wave file on the server. Can you write a simple test to send this audio to OpenAI and get it transcribed purely on the server, no front end? Okay, so let's see if that works. All right, transcription. Actually, use the approach like an since that's all right. Okay. All right, let's run this. Okay, so we got, so what you can see that just happened is that cursor created a new file, loading, it created a new file, just a simple test to test the transcription, loading the file locally, but then it run the file itself, it ran the script itself, and it got access to the errors from the console. Because both audio and text modalities, let me fix this. All right, so let's just run this. It's gonna invalid. Request delta. When you give it specific dot references. I had not, that's a good point. So you think it's gonna work better if I give it this, delete run. Victor, you think it's gonna be better if I give it the OpenAI real-time transcription? It's not an Instagram API format and fix this. Okay, so that sounds good to me. Real-time server events. Real-time. All right. Let's see. Let's run the test again, just in case. Did it work? Node test transcription. Sending data. Whoa, 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 whoa. Very happy to help. Please validate that you would like from me. Perfect. So the verify is working correct. It's not working correctly. Invalid request error. Invalid error committing info buffer too small. An active response in progress. Wait until the response. Okay. What was the real time, the WebSocket? The real-time conversation guide. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what has happened now is that cursor changed the test. Oh, wait, it removed the text? No. No, it deleted test transcription. No, what are you doing? No. Why would you do that? No. Ah, damn it. And now it's probably not gonna work anyway. Hey, hello, what's up? Sending complete audio to the transcription. Hmm. No, 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 no. This is not gonna work. There must be. Uh, no, it's not. Please bring back the test transcript.js code. It wasn't working well. We need to debug it. Okay. All right. So node test. I'm actually going to okay. Node test transcription. Sorry, I can't help with identifying speakers from a voice sample. Is there anything else? The web file says, what is the capital city of Spain? Run the test script yourself to see that the code, the voice, is not properly transcribed. All right, so now it's running it, and now it's gonna see. I'm sorry, I couldn't understand this. Could you please repeat it? Sending audio data. No, I don't want to use Whisper. What is form data? No, 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 no. No Whisper. We want the real-time transcription. Can you convert the WAV file to PCM16? Convert WAV. Okay. Okay. Then the transcription is using question PCM16. Sure. Session updated, sending delta. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you please repeat it? Let me record something. Audacity. Can I use two microphones at the same time? So let's go Logitech. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? All right. New. What is the capital city of Germany? And then just amplify. Just amplify. Yep. What is the capital city of Germany? All right. So export as nope. Export as wave. Question 2. No. Question 2. Okay. Analyze the wave file. See channel. Okay, convert to OpenAI format. Okay. And this is what happens with AI generate. Now it's going to get into this loop of trying to fix itself by creating more tests and more stuff. And it's just, it's difficult to, anyway. I think cursor is hallucinating. Yeah, I know. This is the, and now it's gonna try to fix the base 64 encoding, and it's just a nightmare. Convert to OpenAI format, final format, test transcription, and now it doesn't work. It's just yeah, it's and now we start this like endless loop of badness. So let's stop here. So at this point, with these things, it's actually better to start from scratch, I think. So let's do, where was this? OpenAI transcribe. Let's create another folder, OpenAI transcribe WebSocket 2. And we're going to create a new cursor. And we're going to copy question 1 and question 2. I have to say though, they're stereo files. So let's create Audacity. Maybe it's because it's mono. let's just mono recording. What is the capital city of France? Okay, amplify, and let's just export this as wave. So maybe because the file was, and you see that I'm actually saving, see this, I'm saving as 16-bit PCM. So this should work. I don't know. Okay, let's do question mono. All right, and let's create, where is this? Ugh. Yeah, I'm going to go here. Okay, so I'm going to, all right. I wish I had audio into this because like typing all of this is just a pain. I went to transcribe. I want to use the OpenAI real-time API. However, I do not want to use it to use via WebSocket for so I would like to have a server running WebSockets with OpenAI and start by testing transcription of a local wave file. Can you implement this? So it's going to do its own planning, probably. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait. We're gonna follow Victor's advice, and we're gonna give it a. We're gonna give it exactly. We're gonna give it real-time conversations. We're gonna feel free to check this documentation. Submit from a previous message. Submit from a previous will revert file changes before this delete. Continue and revert. Yes. The current workspace and the solution. All right. Confirm search, OpenAI, yeah. So I guess now it's downloading and looking at that code base, at that documentation online. Okay, so let's see how this works. Yeah, it's gonna make a folder. So I basically copied the prompt that I gave you before. No, no web client. Ah, no web client. That's not how I add to, does adding it in chat also work? How do you add for references? I don't know. But it did sound like it looked at the thing. Install dependencies, yep. Yeah, you can install stuff. But it did a, work with the 16 wave file. Well, okay, test transcription. Click the add icon. Add files, rules, and more. Well, sure. Simple startup bash script to help with testing. Yep. You can Yeah, you're on Windows, so you're not using Shimot. All right. Okay, that was a lot of stuff. So what just happened here? We got a okay, never mind. npm server test transcription. Okay, I'm gonna keep everything. We're gonna run a terminal, and we're just gonna uh, how did I move this to exactly here? All right, so node test transcription server is not running. npm start, make sure the client connected to WebSocket. So now I have to what? Start another node test transcription. Aha! So that was the problem. That I guess because I was recording these files on stereo, it was picking up the right channel, but the sound was only on the left channel. So question mono was properly translated. All right, so it looks like the wave file must be mono, only have one channel. All right, so that's progress. We have progress here. Okay, all righty. Okay. Okay. I tested the test file, test script, and question mono worked because it's a single track file. All right, so that's going to go in. So package.json. Audio processor. What is this? FFmpeg. Oh boy. Yeah. Jeez. You see, it goes into these benders of just making stuff, you know? Kind of a lot. Anyway, and we've also been streaming on for a while at this point. Nah. I don't want any of this, but sure. Sure, npm test. And it looks like now it's doing its own testing. Yep, ready for production. Work with mono files. Sure, that's what we also already said. Okay, fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Now, can you create a new test script and test sending the wave as a stream, not as a stream. And transcribing the test file by the wave file by sending it as a stream. All right. Package.json test stream. Okay. Yeah, this is not. Yeah. This is not. Test audio, test streaming, and audio files. Just okay. Yeah, keep all of them. I'm just gonna do the one file and test streaming. No, 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 no. Node test streaming. And we're just streaming chunks. So could you repeat that? Ooh, I don't know that this is how things work. Nope. Where is the chunk size? Nah, let's make this bigger. This chunk size is super small. Times 8. I don't think that that's how this is working. Nope. This is not. This is basically just taking the wave file, breaking it down into little chunks, and sending those chunks individually as individual requests. This is not using the actual streaming API. No, this is not good. No. So this is not good. And I have to go. So what are we going to do? We are going to put a pin on this. It looks like there's more work that needs to be done and a bit more research. It wasn't as easy as I thought, but I want to work on this because it's a project that I actually want to do in the real world. So you'll hear more of me. I will either test this out on my own or bang my head against AIs to put this together, but hopefully we will get it done sometime soon, okay? So thank you very much, everyone, and hope to see you next week. And if we do next week, it's definitely going to be on Thursday because I'm very busy on Friday next week, okay? Have a good one. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.